So over the last decade, the Golden State Warriors have been on this dynastic run, one of the most impressive stretches in the history of the NBA. And because of that, Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports has also been on a little bit of a run as well inside the media landscape, especially here on YouTube. So Dub Nation has really supported everything that we do. But I want to challenge you here. Can we beat the Lakers report to 50,000 subscribers? You talk a big game at the Chase Center, making it the most raucous atmosphere among all NBA arenas. Can you do the same here inside the walls at Chat Sports? Because this rivalry between the Lakers report and Warriors Today is a great one, and I want to see the Dubs get that dub. So subscribe for year-round coverage of the Golden State Warriors. We will not disappoint you. We entertain. We inform. We're consistent. NBA draft, free agency, NBA trade line, deadline, playoffs. We do it all. So make sure you subscribe and lock us in. This is Golden State Warriors Today. I'm Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for making today's show a part of your day. And, of course, the big topic of conversation over the last couple of days, Draymond Green. But conflicting reports here from one individual. Shams Charania had reported that the NBA was not going to suspend Draymond Green. And then late last night, we did a YouTube short on it because we do all types of content. The NBA did levy a suspension on Draymond Green. He has been suspended for Game 3 without pay, partially because of his long-standing history of being a dirty player and him continuing to have these types of incidents in which he is involved in these controversies with some questionable plays. And obviously, this is a massive, massive blow for the Golden State Warriors. They head back to San Francisco. They're down 2-0 in this series. The Sacramento Kings have not feared the defending NBA champions. They have been very good offensively, and the Warriors have been able to come up with the stop on the defensive end of the floor. And for Golden State, they are going to sorely miss Draymond Green's defensive presence. He's one of the best defensive players in this generation. Shoot, he's one of the best defensive players of all time. This was the statement from the NBA, and according to reports out there, the Warriors are absolutely livid as an organization. The expectation and the feeling all throughout yesterday on Tuesday was the fact that the Warriors did not think that Draymond was going to be out for Game 3, because when you look back at that replay, he came down. Domantas Sabonis grabbed his ankle. If you look at the other angle of the replay, he twisted that ankle, and you think about it, right? Did Draymond have to come down on Domantas Sabonis like that? Yeah, probably not, but he's a big dude, and when your ankle gets grabbed, it's not like you can just lunge over a person. And Draymond even said, I'm not the most flexible guy in the world, so that's why he came down on the chest of Domantas Sabonis. So for everybody calling Draymond Green a dirty player, it was also a dirty play by Domantas Sabonis. And let me also add this. Not only did he grab Draymond's ankle and twist it, before that even happened, why did Sabonis fall on the floor? Because he got wrapped up with Klay Thompson and tried to throw him to the deck, and because of that, the momentum of that maneuver then threw Sabonis on the floor. It's ridiculous. The NBA has grown soft. And I'll say this, David Stern put the NBA in a position, the former commissioner, where the league was never better because he always cared about the business approach for the NBA. Whereas Adam Silver is soft. He doesn't care about the business approach of the NBA. He always bends over and does what is needed from social media pressure. And that's the difference between David Stern and Adam Silver, and it's ridiculous that Draymond Green has been suspended for Game 3. So with that, I'm fired up. I hope that you're fired up. Get fired up in the comment section. Your one-word reaction to Draymond Green's suspension in Game 3 of this series, let me know. Now, as I alluded to, the Warriors are livid because of this. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, the Warriors very fired up with the Draymond Green news. Here's what Adrian Wojnarowski had to say. Consider the Warriors in one word, livid. They certainly did not agree with the one-game suspension. I think they were surprised at it, no question about that. There's really nowhere to go with an appeal in these situations, because if Draymond were to appeal this, it might get delayed a game or two, but still he might miss a more critical game in this playoff series. This is how the NBA should handle this. Draymond should get suspended, and Domantas Sabonis should also get suspended as well. More from Woj. it would be important that you do express remorse when they are deciding on whether it's perhaps just a fine and you play game 3 versus a suspension. But you look at it on the court with Draymond Green before he left the floor, that was absolutely a part of this decision, I'm told. And I can see why this is part of that decision. Draymond Green stood up. He was egging on the fan base, getting everybody fired up. He drew attention to himself like Patrick Beverley did when he stood on the scores table after the Minnesota Timberwolves won an NBA play-in game. Draymond handled it poorly. That didn't help this cause, but still is not worthy of a suspension in my opinion. Still more to get to on today's show, but first, we want to tell you about a great deal that we have thanks to our friends at Fanatics. And if you plug in that link below me, chatsports.com/Warriors jersey, you can see what I'm talking about. All types of Dubs jerseys available, multiple players, multiple styles, City Edition jerseys, or the trademark classic jerseys here. One more time, chatsports.com/Warriors jersey. Bunch of jerseys on sale for the Dubs. Support them through this playoff run, and hopefully that gets the good vibes going for the Dubs to come back in this playoff series. Let's shift gears to game 3 here. Going to take place on Thursday night, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific for those of you on the West and East Coast. Those of you in the middle, you figure it out. Mountain Time, Central Time, you do the math. I'm not good at math. Warriors are 5.5-point favorites. Obviously, that pretty notable here, considering that Sacramento has thoroughly outplayed the Warriors on both ends of the floor. And I said this on yesterday's show, right? I want to see how the Sacramento Kings, a young team that has not feared the Warriors up to this point, respond on the road in a hostile environment against the defending NBA champions. That's when we'll really see and find out what this team is all about and if they're about that. So who you got in game 3? Let me know down in the comments section. GSW for the Warriors, SAC for the Sacramento Kings. It's the Dubs. It's the Kings squaring off. Game 3, first round NBA playoffs. Cannot wait for it. As for my keys to victory, with Golden State, obviously need to find a way to survive without Draymond Green. They are going to miss his defensive presence, of course, but also on the offensive end, he is that steady presence who can serve as the distributor and the guy who can set up and facilitate the offense. Always seems to be in the right position at the right time, finds guys on some of those backdoor cuts, dribble handoffs, pick and pop, pick and roll, and always seems to make the right play because he's a very heady basketball player. That's what's made him so valuable for this team. I also want to see better defensive adjustments from the Dubs in this game because in games 1 and 2, they have not been able to get a stop in any of the 48 minutes in both of those games. And for the Warriors to have any hopes of coming back in this playoff series, they need to be better on the defensive end of the floor. And then lastly, the Warriors are a team that oftentimes settles for the three-point shot. It's understandable, right? You have Steph Curry, you have Klay Thompson, two of the best shooters of all time. They live around the perimeter. But the Kings are a very good and athletic defensive team in getting out to the perimeter and defending those types of offenses. Where the Kings do struggle is rim protection, around the rim, in the trenches, in the paint. So I want to see the Warriors operate that pick and roll. When they have so far in this series, they have a near undefeated net rating, and I want to see the Warriors take advantage of that and get to the 10 because that's where the Kings struggle. I could easily see the Warriors winning both of these games at home, and then we go back to Sacramento with this series tied up at 2-2. So can the Warriors win this series? Predict it for me. Do you have hope? Do you think the Warriors are cooked? H for hope, D for done. As you venture down to the comment section, please make sure you subscribe. And if you are subscribed, that means that you're a real one. And if you're a real one, type real one down in the chat. Dub Nation, show up, show out, subscribe to the show. Let's beat the Lakers report so that the Warriors can also beat the Sacramento Kings.